Hello, Patricia. Hello, Dr. Feuerstadt. Thank you for joining me here live in Dallas, Texas. As I talk with my audience, I'm so excited to have you. Dr. Feuerstadt, we're going to talk with you about infection and who is vulnerable to this disease. Could you lead us off?
Sure. So we're here on behalf of Fearing Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness about C. diff infection. C. difficile, or C. diff for short, is a bacterial infection of the large bowel or colon. Normally within the large bowel, there's a wide array of microorganisms called the microbiota. Unfortunately, with C. diff, the good microorganisms within the colon are decreased, and C. diff can take over. When C. diff takes over, patients get really challenging symptoms, including abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, fevers, and sweats.
How does this infection begin and how does it spread?
So C. diff, unfortunately, is actually swallowed, and it gets through our digestive tract to our colon, and it's very contagious because the infection itself has two parts. One part is the part that releases toxins causing swelling of the colon, or a so-called colitis and the symptoms. That's treated with an antibiotic and usually gets under excellent control. Unfortunately, there's another piece, and that other piece stays in our system even after somebody seems to be successfully treated. That piece requires a healthy, diverse group of microorganisms to give it the knockout punch. Unfortunately, when we get C. diff, the good microorganisms are decreased, so they have to regrow, and that regrowth takes time. If that doesn't happen properly, patients get a repeat of the infection, a so-called recurrence. It's estimated that up to 35% of all people who are completely correctly treated will get this again. And of those that get it once, 45% will get it again, and then up to 60% thereafter as patients get caught in this vicious cycle.
Okay, so you told us about the problem, but is it because of what we're eating, what we're drinking? Can you avoid it?
So there are ways of minimizing the risk, but we can't completely avoid it because it's seen both in the community and the hospital setting. So how can we avoid it? Washing our hands with soap and water. Alcohol-based hand sanitizers, they don't necessarily wipe the bug out. What we need to focus on is minimizing that risk of recurrence. And how do we minimize that risk of recurrence? Through a new FDA-approved treatment. And that treatment is a product called Rebiota. Rebiota is a wide group of microorganisms that's administered after a standard of care antimicrobial. It's indicated in adults 18 and over for the prevention of recurrence of C. diff. Side effect profile is similar to placebo. If somebody thinks that they might be eligible for this, they should really think about it because patients like Patricia have really suffered from recurrent C. diff.
Patricia, would you weigh in at this point because you're a busy mom? And how do you deal with the recurring infection impacting your life?
Thank you for the question. I experienced recurrence a month after I was initially diagnosed and treated with antibiotics for C. diff infection. The infection was so painful, and I couldn't be with my kids. I couldn't even hug or touch them. My work was impacted, and I had to miss out on the holidays as well. After several months of recurrences, I was referred by a GI doctor to enroll in a clinical trial. And after receiving an investigational treatment in early 2019, my symptoms cleared and I haven't experienced recurrence since.
Well, I'm so glad, and I'm glad you're here to tell your story, share your story. Patients really impact my audience, so thank you so very much. Doctor, what's the difference in the old way of treating it and the infection and the new way?
So the new way is an add-on therapy. So we still treat it the old way with a standard of care antimicrobial, but here we instill a diverse group of microorganisms into a patient. And by doing that, we decrease rates of recurrence in the future. I'm sure your listeners want to learn more about recurrent C. difficile infection, and they can go to a website called rebiota.com. That website has both information about recurrent C. diff, but also this product itself.
Dr. Feuerstadt, I thank you so very much for taking the time to talk to my audience. And Patricia, I really thank you for sharing your story. You guys have a great day.
Thank you so much for allowing us to share with you. Have a great day.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe. I broadcast on radio, streaming TV, podcast, and in print publications. I interview the world's most fascinating authors, all because I love a good book. This summer, I partnered with WPS for BB's Summer Book Giveaway. We're giving away New York Times bestsellers and award-winning books. Books that inspire me, and I'm sure they'll inspire you. To be eligible to win a copy of Jesus Can Give You a New Life, answer this question. What is God's greatest gift to mankind? You'll find the answer in John 3:16 of the Bible. Send your response to the email at the bottom of the screen. I'm Valder Beebe, and I'll see you for the next BB Summer Book Giveaway.